front, for Shannon, for myself, it doesn't change a dang thing. Yeah. You don't care who. Like, we lost Terrell Davis in a Super Bowl for a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was hurt. I didn't even know he was having a migraine. I didn't even know he was out. I don't know who was behind me. Frankly, I don't care. Like, I have to execute the job that I'm required to execute.
Right.
So you just get an elite running back as opposed to Alfred Morris, who's a good running back, or, whoever else they put back there.
Darren McFadden.
Right.
Who's been inactive.
Right. But now what you get is an elite player back in that position. And I think personally it's a shot in the arm. My question would be, at some point, you're going to get suspended. At some point, the Cowboys, I feel, have to step in and say, you've got to sit down because we can't let this linger into next season or into our playoff run if we can get there. So at some point, I think you have to deal with the reality that the NFL is going to get their pound of flesh. They always do. It's just a matter of when they're going to get it.
So are you suggesting Jerry Jones should say right now, let's just take it, let's eat it, swallow it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what that does to Ezekiel Elliott's reputation? He gets stained forever as having committed violence.
Yeah, he's already stained.
Not only a cheater, but a liar.
Correct.
Okay? And he fought this and won at the lower level of courts, Judge Berman's court, and I think it helped him restore some of his good name.
Okay, let me just ask you this. Are there some out there that regardless of restoring some of his good name, are they still out there going, he's a cheater?
Sure.
Of course there
you
is.
Can't
stop that. And Zeke Elliott's not going to stop that either. My point is this. Is Zeke Elliott comes out and says, man, I didn't do anything, but they're going to get their pound of flesh. It's the way the NFL operates, make them the bad guy, and I'm going to sit down because I'm not going to let this linger into the playoffs or linger into next season. So, I still think, you'll never change the opinion of the people who don't want their opinion changed.
Okay, but to your point,
you won't.
Then they should have seen all this coming, and they should have swallowed the suspension the first 6 games of the year, right?
I don't,
do it.
For Jerry and Zeke, they thought it was over. But the NFL, and then we started hearing the cases. I think
you mean this week?
No,
yeah.
I think coming into the season, Skip, I thought the thing was over. I'm like, it happened at the beginning of last year, and so here we are a year and a half later,
and we still, it was over.
And we still talking about it. I'm like Zeke, what are we still doing here? They said nothing happened, and I told you if they suspend me, I'm suing, I'm fighting it. I told you hey. Two law enforcement agencies said nothing happened.
No.
And you suspend me? Oh, no, I got to fight you. I'm going to fight you.
You would.
I got to, Skip. Whether I change, if I don't need to change, but I might not change anybody's mind. But Skip, I can't wear that stain.
Okay, I'm with you. That's why I want him to fight to the bitter end. But to the point, let's go back in the locker room, which you guys know very well. Mm-hmm. To me, the psyche of this football team is teetering right now because they went through a week in which they accepted the fact, and I get what you say about blocking schemes. You just block. You're not going to think. But just emotionally, psychologically, I think they accepted he's not going to play Sunday. And he didn't practice on Wednesday and Thursday. I assume he'll be out there.
He's expected to be there today.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so the point is they're all getting ready for Alfred and Darren McFadden. And the whole mentality of the football team changes because I thought in a good way. That's why I thought they could beat a very good Kansas City team, because you guys have been in situations where everybody had to take it up a level because you're feeling like you're at a little bit of a disadvantage here without the guy who led the league in rushing last year. Again, you're not just losing some running back. You think he's it.
Yeah. We went through this in '98. Remember, John pulled his hamstring against the Cowboys, and we had to play 4.5 games without him. Well, we increased.
Actually, I think 6 games that Bubby Brister started.
Because he got hurt the second play of the game against the Raiders. But we scored more points with Bubby than we did John, because we felt we had to. We had to put them at a disadvantage because we knew if we got into a close game or we had to come from behind, we weren't as confident as Bubby bringing us back as we were number 7.
Okay.
So unlike you, I knew when Terrell went out in that Super Bowl, all of a sudden we went from getting 5 yards on first down and being 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
Eventually I realized it. But here's my point, and to your point. So all of a sudden you realize we don't have our guy, right? We don't have our. So does that help raise the level of awareness of everybody in practice? Maybe ratchet up everybody's attention to detail a little bit, and now all of a sudden you get this shot in the arm. He's going to be back in there, and you practice better on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe?
I got it, but see, you go for, are they jubilant now, or are they mentally just a little worn out from all this? Like, well, we were trying to get ready without him, now he's here. And, well, I guarantee you, number 21 is mentally frazzled right now. This has been a rough week for him.
Well, I've never had to go through anything like this.
No, me neither.
And so for me, when they told me John was going to start, I was like, yes. Bubby was great. Bubby did what he had to do. I told him, look, you driving a Ferrari, just keep it in first. We're not going too far. We're not going to let you go long distance. We're not getting you to go 10 games.
Right.
Keep it in first, drive it around the block. Don't script the gears. We'll be just fine. Just hold it down till John get back. John came back. But we knew as the receivers talking to Ed and Rod, we had to make plays. He wasn't going to be able to pinpoint the ball like John. So we might have to go that extra yard to make sure we get that catch.
So now the Cowboys know they're going to have to go through all of the above again next week.
Yep.
Because it's going to have, I assume, a court date next week, and it's going to be on pins and needles. Is he going to play? And Zeke's going to have to fly back to New York for that court date and be briefed and prepped and speak for himself.
I'm doing it Skype. I ain't coming.
I don't think the judge will allow.
Judge, I'm in Texas, you in New York. I can say whatever I'm going to say, I can say right here on Skype.
You know what that judge will say?
What's she going to say?
You have just been thrown. Your case has just been thrown.
Okay, I'm on my way, Judge. I'm on my way. I was just playing. I was playing, Judge.
You can hop on one of Jerry's planes.
Yeah, Jerry. I forgot. Jerry got that big old jet.
Helicopter, jets.
He ain't flying first class from Dallas to New York. No. So he on Jerry's jet. I'll be there.
Definitely.
I'll be there.
Mark, thanks for joining.